78% of freelance discovery calls end without a second meeting. Not because the freelancer lacked talent, not because the price was wrong, but because the call itself was lost before it started. Somewhere in the 20 minutes of preparation that never happened. Think about the shape of a freelance relationship. There are weeks of outreach, months of delivery, rounds of revision, but there is one moment that outweighs all of them, the discovery call. 30 minutes or less, and inside that window, the next 6 months of work get decided. The scope, the budget, the trust, all of it takes its initial shape here, not in the proposal, not in the portfolio, in the conversation, which makes it strange how little preparation most freelancers give it. Here is what usually happens. The freelancer opens the call with a loose introduction, maybe a rehearsed elevator pitch, then silence. The prospect asks a question. The freelancer answers and keeps answering because talking feels safer than listening. Within 10 minutes, they are pitching, describing past work, listing capabilities, filling the air. The prospect nods politely. The call ends with a vague promise to follow up, and then nothing. The freelancer lost the deal not by saying the wrong thing, but by never learning to ask the right thing. Research on high-conversion sales conversations reveals a pattern that surprises most people. The ratio that predicts a closed deal is roughly 4 questions asked for every 1 statement made. 4 to 1. The best calls are not persuasive. They are curious. The person who asks the most questions controls the frame, because every question invites the prospect to describe their own problem in their own words, and a problem described in your own words feels more urgent than one described by a stranger. So how do you arrive at a call ready to ask 4 questions for every statement? You prepare. And this is where 20 minutes of structured AI research changes everything. Before the call, you feed a language model, the prospect's website, their recent blog posts, any press coverage, their LinkedIn activity. You ask it to map their business model, identify recent strategic moves, and surface probable pain points. In 20 minutes, you walk into the call, knowing things the prospect did not expect you to know. You are no longer a stranger guessing. You are someone who has already started listening. Now, an important distinction. The AI-drafted question list you bring to the call is not a script. You do not read from it line by line. It is a safety net. Its purpose is to free your working memory so you can actually be present in the conversation. Without it, half your attention is spent mentally drafting your next sentence while the prospect is still talking. With it, you can let go of that background anxiety and do the one thing that matters most on a discovery call. Listen. Really listen. The best freelancers on calls are almost eerily quiet. They nod, they pause, they let the prospect fill the silence, and the prospect, feeling genuinely heard, begins to trust. But the call is not where the deal closes. The follow-up is. And here is the single most reliable closing technique in freelance sales. A same-day proposal. Not a polished deck sent 3 days later, but a clear, concise summary sent within hours. The key is language. You summarize what the prospect told you in their own words. Their pain points, their priorities, their timeline, reflected back precisely. When a prospect reads a proposal and sees their own language mirrored on the page, something shifts. They stop evaluating you as an outsider. They start seeing you as someone who already understands. Zoom out and look at the pattern across freelancers who close consistently. It is not dramatic. There is no silver tongue, no killer slide, no secret framework. The pattern is almost boring. Quiet preparation, curious questioning, fast follow-up, 20 minutes of AI research before the call, a list of questions that keeps them present during the call, a same-day proposal that mirrors the prospect's own words after the call. None of it is heroic. All of it is repeatable, and that is precisely why it works. The freelancers who win their first client do not perform on discovery calls. They prepare for them, and then they shut up and listen.